Growing calls for action after accusations of racism at a local high school basketball game. The emergency meetings being held right now. California's assault weapons ban will remain in place while a fight is waged in court. The state attorney general, he talks to ABC 10 News about what's next for this case. And Border Patrol upgrades its fleet to go after human smugglers. Why the agency expects smugglings at sea, already on the rise, to get even worse.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
And tonight we are closely following the aftermath and calls for action after tortillas were thrown at Orange Glen High School players, the mostly Latino team, after a basketball game against Coronado. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena is live at Coronado Union District headquarters, where the board is having an emergency meeting right now to consider what happens next. Lindsay.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. That meeting has been going on since about 5 o'clock today. It's taking place right in the building behind me. We've heard speaker after speaker voicing their opinions. We've seen parents, we've seen students, and we've seen community members and activists out here. Now, my colleague, ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco, is also here, and she has more on the demands being made ahead of tonight's decision.
Hi, Lindsay. You can see a couple of people sitting out here because there is no room left inside. The first to speak, though, inside was the captain of the Coronado basketball team. He says none of the players knew tortillas were brought to the game and that this whole event is being portrayed as something other than it was. Another mom blasted the school board for jumping to conclusions.
The tortilla curtain has been brought down.
Enrique Morones with Gente Unida stood with community leaders, parents, teachers, and students outside Coronado High School. They're demanding consequences for the people responsible for throwing tortillas after Saturday night's CIF championship basketball game.
And it was pure and blatant racism and hate.
Video captures the moments after Orange Glen High School lost to Coronado. Tortillas can be seen getting hurled from the Coronado side, flying in the direction of the predominantly Hispanic team's players. Andres Rivera says his son plays for Orange Glen.
But this whole chaos was created by Coach LaPerry. It was disgusting. I'm calling for his firing.
Orange Glen's head coach told 10 News before the tortillas were tossed, Coronado's head coach started yelling and cursing at him. Many people are now calling for Coach J.D. LaPerry to be fired.
He's backing away as he's cussing our team out, just waiting for the tortillas to come. It was planned. It was not an accident.
The coach hasn't responded to our request for comment, but tweeted, quote, "Unfortunately, a community member brought tortillas and distributed them, which was unacceptable and racist in nature. I do not condone this behavior." Some have said tortilla throwing is a way of celebrating, a tradition at some schools like Texas Tech. But community activists say what happened should be investigated as a possible hate crime.
Ultimately, we blame the leadership for nurturing a culture of systemic racism and white privilege. This was a premeditated act, and all individuals should be charged with inciting a riot.
Some are also calling for Coronado to forfeit that win. Police have only said that an adult male brought the tortillas to the game. Again, public comment is still underway inside. We'll bring you more tonight at 7. Reporting live in Coronado, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Meanwhile, the Escondido Unified School Board is also holding an emergency meeting tonight up in the North County. But earlier today, the superintendent of the Escondido Union High School District released a statement following that incident. She called it, quote, ugly and unacceptable racist behavior. She added, quote, "We do not tolerate behavior that seeks to marginalize, diminish, or devalue a person for any reason, including race, religion, or gender identity. We must all work together, staff, students, parents, and families, to look head-on at divisive behavior, call it out, and work to eliminate it." Now, she says tonight the Board of Education will discuss a resolution to denounce racism, racial discrimination, and the district's support for equity, safety, and the well-being of all students. Now, we have heard since this incident happened that this does happen at other schools, so we wanted to take a look at where it has happened in the past. Throwing tortillas is actually a tradition at some schools across the country. At Texas Tech, fans hurl tortillas onto the football field after kickoff. That tradition started 3 decades ago, but the origin is unclear. Some say tortillas are easy to sneak into the stadium. Others say the only thing in Lubbock, Texas is a tortilla factory. There have been attempts to try and stop it, but that tortilla toss remains to this day. A little bit closer to home, there's a tradition at UC Santa Barbara where students throw tortillas during soccer games. That began in the 1990s during a basketball game and made its way onto the soccer field. It is unclear if there have been attempts to stop that one. And finally, students at Arizona State had a tradition of throwing tortillas onto the football field, but the school banned tortillas inside stadiums back in 2014. We're reporting live in Coronado. Lindsay Pena, ABC 10 News. Steve, back to you.
Thank you. A federal appeals court says that California's assault weapons ban can stay in place for now. Last month, a federal judge ruled the state's ban violates the Second Amendment. Our ABC 10 News reporter Adam Merkusen just spoke with the California Attorney General about the court's decision and what could come next.
This measure has been in place for decades. It has saved untold numbers of lives. It has prevented untold numbers of shootings, including mass shootings.
That's California Attorney General Rob Bonta reacting to an order from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals leaving the state's assault weapons ban in place for now. The court's decision comes after the state appealed a ruling by a San Diego federal judge that overturned California's ban on assault weapons. In a ruling earlier this month, Judge Roger Benitez had called the state's law unconstitutional.
In my view, was fundamentally flawed when it comes to the law, the facts, and common sense, and was very concerning and very disturbing.
Despite the order, those behind the lawsuit that challenged the ban on assault weapons say they'll keep moving forward. In a statement released online, the Firearms Protection Coalition wrote in part, the fanatically anti-Second Amendment Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals elected to disregard that fundamental duty, ignore the text and public meaning of our Constitution, and fail the very people they swore an oath to serve. We asked Professor of Law Glenn Smith about the court's decision.
Stays are pretty typical when the lower court opinion would make a major change in a significant law.
According to the court, the order and judgment are stayed until there's a resolution on a different gun rights case. We asked Professor Smith, once the Ninth Circuit makes a decision on this case, what comes next? He says the side the ruling goes against can ask an 11-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit to weigh in, or
the disappointed litigant can try to appeal directly to the Supreme Court.
Adam Merkusen, ABC 10 News.
Professor Smith says there is a gun rights case the Supreme Court is set to hear in this fall. A decision in that case could send a signal about how willing or unwilling the High Court is to hear those types of cases. With restrictions easing, people are rushing to San Diego's airport for travel. An airport spokesperson says 67,000 people flew through San Diego yesterday alone. But despite the increased demand, people are still seeing their flights canceled. American Airlines has canceled dozens of flights across the country, including 2 from San Diego today. And they're warning there will be more flights affected here in the coming weeks.
But what they did was they encouraged a lot of workers then to either quit or retire early. And so as a result of that, their workforce is now much smaller than it was before the pandemic.
And it could take a while to fill those positions, especially pilots. An attack in Ocean Beach put one young man in the hospital unable to work. It happened on the day the state fully reopened. Our ABC 10 News reporter Melissa Macia shows us what led up to that violence.
It was supposed to be a fun time with friends, but turned into this. No! We're blurring the faces of those involved because they have yet to be accused of a crime. What's hard for Kobe Law to believe is he got put in the hospital all over a fire pit.
How do you feel that all of this started over a spot at the beach?
It makes me very, very mad. There were other spots open, like along the beach. They could have just easily gone to a different spot or shared the fire pit with us. Like, there wasn't an issue until they decided to make it an issue.
Kobe and his girlfriend, Christina Castillo, said they were hanging out in OB near this pit on June 15th with friends. In the evening, Christina said someone approached them claiming the spot was his.
He just escalates, gets more and more rude, aggressive. He kind of threatens us with his age, saying like he's 35, this is his beach, you know, this is his fire pit.
The group offered to share. Instead, they say the man threatened to return when it got dark. He did. Christina and Kobe said that man and his group started a fight.
One of the guys punches my friend Harold in the face. After that, like, it was just chaos.
Kobe was punched hard, only realizing how bad it was the next morning.
When I went to brush my teeth, I realized I couldn't move my mouth, and it hurt whenever I tried to put my toothbrush in my mouth. and it was still like bleeding from the night before.
Christina believes because she and her friends are young and all minorities, they were a target. She said someone from that group yelled a racial slur.
They definitely said the N-word to one of our friends. He's African American and Filipino, and his outward appearance, he looks dark, he has big hair.
As far as Kobe, he was left with facial fractures and underwent surgery. He's now on a liquid diet, unable to work until he gets better.
I would say to just be nice to one another. Like, this would definitely not have happened if there was more consideration for the people around you.
Melissa Masiha, ABC 10 News.
And they did claim that a police report was filed. A spokesperson with San Diego Police confirmed that they are investigating and they take all hate crime accusations very seriously. They are asking anyone who has information or witnessed the attack to contact them. Right now, the city of Vista is getting ready to vote on a plastics ban ordinance. The city council took up the issue back in April, but council members requested city staff come back tonight with a draft that included a limited time hardship waiver for small restaurants. If approved, businesses in Vista won't be able to hand out single-use plastic utensils, straws, or stirrers unless they are requested by the customer. That ban would go into effect August 1st. Now, the ban on styrofoam food containers would go into effect July 2023. If approved, Vista would be the 6th city in the county with a plastics ban.